Have you ever wondered how much money you're actually wasting on your Pokemon card collection? Trust me, I've been there standing in stores with empty shelves, overpaying for packs, and making costly mistakes that drain my wallet faster than a Snorlax empties a refrigerator. After spending a fortune within a few months that I've started collecting and countless dollars spent, some wisely, many of them not, I've identified the 10 biggest mistakes that are silently stealing your money. These aren't just minor slip-ups, they're collection-killing errors that could be costing you hundreds or even thousands of dollars over time. In this complete guide, I'll show you exactly which mistakes to avoid so you can build an amazing collection without breaking the bank. Whether you're just starting out or you've been collecting for years, these tips will transform how you approach the Pokemon TCG hobby. First, you have trying to collect every new set. One of the biggest money pits in Pokemon collecting is trying to chase every new set that comes out. The Pokemon Company releases 5 to 6 main sets every year, plus special holiday sets, and it's simply impossible to collect them all without spending a small fortune. Here's why this is such a costly mistake. Each complete set can cost around $500 to $2,000 plus to collect. New sets release every 2 to 3 months, and sometimes you won't have time to complete one set before the next one arrives. As one experienced collector put it, just because a new set comes out doesn't mean you have to collect it. Sometimes you might look at a new set and think, meh, I don't really like these Pokemon, and that's totally okay. Instead, be selective and focus on 1 to 2 sets per year that genuinely excite you. For example, I started collecting Surging Sparks and Twilight Masquerade and Paldea Evolved. When I see Stellar Crown or other sets in stores, I simply just walk past them. This focused approach has saved me thousands of dollars while making my collecting experience much more enjoyable. Second, the costly mistake hiding inside every booster pack. What if I told you that one of the most fun parts of Pokemon collecting, ripping open booster packs, can also be one of the easiest ways to waste hundreds of dollars without even realizing it? We've all done it. You see a card you love, maybe a rare Pikachu or a special Charizard, and you start buying pack after pack hoping to pull it. It's exciting, but also super risky. Here's why chasing specific cards through packs gets expensive fast. Ultra rare cards usually show up around 1 out of 36 packs or even less. Packs cost around $4 to $5 each, so you might spend over $180 just to find one card. And even after all that, there's no guarantee that you'll get a hit. Now, let's say you really want a special illustration rare Pikachu worth $50. If you open pack after pack trying to pull it, you might end up spending $200 or more and still not get it. That's like throwing away $150 for the chance at one card. So what's the smarter move? I follow a hybrid strategy. I buy a few packs just for fun of opening only at MSRP prices. Then I buy the exact card that I want as a single, usually online or in person. That's why I always say, don't rely on luck to build your collection. The thrill of opening packs is great, but if you're after specific cards, there's a smarter way. And that leads us to one of the best kept secrets in Pokemon collecting. A simple strategy that most beginners skip out on, but experienced collectors really know. Third, the secret every smart collector knows, but most beginners skip. Here's something most new collectors don't realize right from the beginning. Trying to pull every card from booster packs isn't just risky, it's one of the most expensive ways to build a collection. And yet, many people completely skip the smartest move in the hobby, buying singles. Singles are individual cards you can buy on their own instead of hoping to pull them from random packs. And if you're serious about saving money, they're a game changer. Here's why buying singles is such a smart move. You get exactly the card you're looking for and no guessing. It's usually 50 to 80% cheaper than trying your luck with packs. Or if you're down for it, you can even get them in lightly played condition. It's the fastest and easiest way to complete a set if you're chasing master sets. And as one person I met while collecting said it, imagine trying to finish a puzzle. Would you rather buy the same puzzle 5 times hoping to get that missing piece, or just buy the piece that you need? When a new set comes out, I'll buy an Elite Trainer box to enjoy opening a few packs or a booster box and get a feel for the set. But after that, I focus on buying singles to finish the cards that I actually want. It's the perfect mix of fun and smart collecting, and it's saved me hundreds of dollars while still building the collection that I love. Fourth, you have the hidden danger lurking in great deals. At first, buying a pack of Pokemon cards from someone on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp might sound like a good idea, especially if the price is low. But there's one important rule every smart collector follows. Always buy sealed products. That means the pack or box should still be in its original Pokemon packaging. just like you'd see it on a store shelf. If it looks opened or repackaged in any way, walk away. Resealed packs are often searched. Someone may have opened the pack, taken out the good cards, and sealed it back up. Loose packs can be weighed because packs with heavier cards are more valuable. Fake cards are sometimes slipped into open or too good to be true bundles. If you're shopping on sites like Facebook, eBay, or OfferUp, always ask for clear photos with a date stamped of the sealed product. Buy only from sellers with 99% or positive plus reviews. Be extra cautious of deals that seem way below retail price. The safest places to shop are still major stores like Target, Walmart, GameStop, or well-known local card shops that you trust. Getting scammed or buying tampered packs is one of the fastest ways to ruin the fun and waste your money. And speaking of making quick decisions with your wallet, there's another mistake that's just as dangerous, and it happens when a new set drops and FOMO kicks in. Fifth, don't let FOMO empty your wallet. One of the most expensive mistakes collectors make is buying cards out of FOMO, the fear of missing out. When a new set releases or a card goes viral on social media, prices can shoot up fast. Everyone rushes to grab whatever they can, thinking it'll sell out forever. But here's the truth. Most of the time, the hype dies down and the prices drop. And here's where panic buying doesn't work. The Pokémon company often restocks popular sets, sometimes multiple times. New products almost always show up again within a few weeks or a few months. And honestly, you don't need every set. For example, I personally don't care much for Pokémon 151 or Prismatic Evolutions. So even when I see those products on shelves, I don't buy them, and that's okay. Just because everyone's talking about a set doesn't mean it's right for you. It can be tough to ignore the hype, especially when everyone else seems excited, but here's what I've learned. Collect what you love, not what's trending. Because once you start collecting cards you actually care about, your collection becomes way more meaningful and way more fun. But while building a collection you love is important, there's one thing that's just as crucial: keeping those cards safe. Number 6, the tiny mistake that can destroy a $100 card. At first, skipping sleeves or tossing cards in a jar might not seem like a big deal, but over time, this simple mistake can cost you hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. Pokemon cards might look strong, but they're really just thin pieces of cardboard, and they can get damaged very easily. Even small damages, like a bent corner or a scratch, can drop a card's value by 50 to 90%. A $100 card with a crease might only sell for $20 to $30. Scratches on shiny hollow foil cards can turn a rare pull into a bulk value. Luckily, keeping your cards safe doesn't cost much at all. Here's what I use. Penny sleeves are for all rare and shiny cards or hollow foil cards. Top loaders or card savers are for cards worth like a couple bucks or more. And a good binder with acid-free pages are used to store my cards. I also avoid leaving cards in places with sunlight, heat, or moisture. Personally, I love using Dragon Shield sleeves. They're tougher than regular penny sleeves, and they do a good job of keeping cards protected. I'll drop a link to them below if you want to check them out. Taking just a few minutes to sleeve your cards can protect your collection for years to come, and it's one of the easiest ways to protect your investment. But protection is only part of the puzzle. Number 7, the expensive mistake hiding in plain sight. You find a card you've been hunting for and it's priced right. It looks good in photo and you're ready to buy. But wait, did you check its condition? One of the easiest ways to lose money fast in Pokemon collecting is buying a card that looks great online but shows up scratched, bent, or worn down in real life. And when that happens, the card's value can drop by half or even more. I learned this the hard way. I once bought an $80 Enge trainer card that was listed as near mint. I was excited, this was a card I really wanted, and when it arrived, there was a noticeable ding in the corner and the card was clearly lightly played, not near mint. The seller never mentioned the damage and I didn't ask for extra pictures. This was my fault. I didn't check carefully enough and I overpaid. Here's why condition matters so much. A card that looks near mint, like new, can be worth 2 to 3 times more than one that's scratched or bent. A small crease or whitening on the edges can turn a $50 card into a $15 card. Bad centering or surface marks can seriously hurt a card's value, even if it's rare. Always ask for clear, well-lit photos of the front and back of the card. If the seller doesn't mention condition, ask if the card is near mint or better. Look for listings that say NM, which stands for near mint, lightly played, or LP, or MP, which stands for moderately played. If you're unsure, ask for close-ups of the corners, edges, and holographic area. Check the seller's return policy also, just in case the card isn't what you expected. These extra steps take just a few minutes, but they can save you big money and a lot of disappointment. And speaking of saving money, there's one more mistake that's surprisingly common. You know all those extra cards you've got piling up, the commons, trainer cards, and duplicates? Let's talk about them. Number 8, the box of worthless cards that could pay for your next ETB. When I first started collecting, I used to toss all my common and uncommon cards, trainer cards, into what collectors call a bulk box, and then forget about them. Sometimes I'd even give them away for free just to clear space, and this was a big mistake. It turns out that all those boring cards were actually worth money, and here's why your bulk is more valuable than you think. Local card shops often pay around $5 for every 1,000 bulk cards. Trainer cards and playable commons can sell for 10 cents to 50 cents each. Even basic energy cards can be sold in bulk. I was completely shocked when I discovered that some of the trainer cards sitting in my bulk ETB box were selling for a few dollars on TCG Player. Why? Because Pokemon is also a competitive game, and many trainer cards are super important for decks and tournaments. Some are even more valuable than some rare Pokemon. So here's what I do now instead of giving away bulk. I sell it to local card shops or use online buy list programs like TCG Player. Make sure to separate trainer cards, especially if they're popular in the competitive scene. Bundle your bulk into neat groups to make selling faster. Price check individual commons or uncommons if they're popular or useful in competitive decks. Even if it feels like just a box of extras, a shoebox with 2,000 cards could easily get you $20 to $50, and that could help cover your next elite trainer box or help you grab a card that you've been hunting for. But bulk isn't the only hidden value in your collection. You might be holding on to duplicate rare cards that you'll never use, cards that could be worth real money if you're willing to sell. Which leads us to our next point. Number 9, the rare card mistake that's holding back your collection. But what happens when you pull the same rare card twice, or even 3 times? A lot of collectors hold on to duplicate rares, thinking it makes their collection stronger. But unless you're building a deck that actually needs multiples, you're just letting money sit there and miss the chance to get cards you don't have yet. Here's how to turn your extra rare cards into real value. First, sell them on sites like TCG Player, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace. Next, trade them at your local card shop for store credit, usually around 70% of the card's value. Now, let's say you pull 2 copies of a $30 ultra rare. You can sell the extra one and instantly have $30 to spend on a card that you've been chasing, or even put it towards an elite trainer box or booster packs. The best part, you're not losing anything. You're just upgrading your collection by trading or selling what you don't need for something new and exciting. And speaking of swapping cards, there's one strategy that can seriously level up your collecting game, and most beginners overlook it. Number 10, forgetting the most powerful word in the game. Trading. It's right there in the name, Pokemon trading card game. But a lot of collectors totally skip over the trading part. Trading is one of the smartest and cheapest ways to grow your collection. Instead of spending money, you can simply swap the cards you don't need for ones you really want. And the best part, it doesn't cost a thing. Here's why not trading is such a big mistake. You can turn extra cards into new ones you actually want. It helps you meet other collectors and maybe get great deals. Sometimes you can trade up in value if someone really wants your card. It's also a free way to grow your collection faster. Here's how to get started with trading. Go to trade nights at your local card shop. Join Discord servers, Facebook groups, or online trading communities like local Reddit groups as well. Make a trade binder with cards you're willing to let go. Learn your card's values beforehand so that you can make fair trades when you go to these trade nights. You can also post your extra cards on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp to sell. Just say you're looking to trade and people will often message you with offers. It's a simple way to connect with local collectors and possibly land some awesome trades without spending a dollar. As one collector I met online told me, trading is the best way to get what you want without going broke, and it's way more fun than just buying everything. So don't forget, Pokemon isn't just a collecting game, it's a trading game, so use it to your advantage. By avoiding these 10 mistakes, you'll not only protect your wallet, you'll also build a collection that actually means something to you. Collecting Pokemon cards should be fun, rewarding, and stress-free, and with the right strategy, it can be. Now that you know how to stop wasting money, here's the next step. What if your cards could actually help pay for more cards? If you want to learn how to fund your Pokemon collection using your own collection, check out this video next. You won't believe how simple it can be.